Ms. Kathy Castor.
The gentlewoman is recognized for 3 minutes.
Well, I thank the gentleman for yielding his time, and I thank my colleague and friend from Florida as well. I rise in strong support of Senate Bill 2938 to name the federal courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida, for Judge Joseph Woodrow Hatchett. It's so appropriate for us to honor the life and legacy by naming the federal courthouse in Florida's capital city for Judge Hatchett, as he was a champion for fairness and justice. He did have a hardscrabble background, being born to a maid and a fruit picker in the Tampa Bay area, grew up in Pinellas County, but he was the pride of his family and his community through his graduation of Florida A&M University with a law degree at Howard University. He served in the Army. He was one of the first African-American federal prosecutors, I believe the first in the Middle District of Florida, a federal magistrate, served with distinction, then tapped as the first African-American Supreme Court justice in the history of the state of Florida, and then on the Circuit Court of Appeals, where he then served as chief judge. Here's how they describe Judge Hatchett. Various commentators, former clerks, colleagues. He was unbelievably smart. He was a pioneer, a man of utmost integrity, fine and decent judge who stood for racial justice and fairness, lifetime of work for ethics in government and justice in the courts. One of his colleagues who served with him said his external gentleness and calmness are wrapped around a steel core of dedication to equality and justice. His contribution to both of those ideals in Florida and this country throughout his life are immeasurable. And, Madam Speaker, my Republican colleagues here who opposed the naming of the courthouse for Judge Hatchett now have an opportunity to do right by him. One commentator described the changing of votes on the floor of the House that day and the votes against this honorable man as a new pedigree of political pettiness. Folks who wanted to reinforce their image as political heirs to the sort of mean-spirited and backwards thinking the South sent to Washington in a long gone era. So let's rise up against this thinking that this us versus them, this capitulation to a MAGA mob. We are better than this in this House of Representatives, and it is time to honor this outstanding gentleman, Judge Joseph Woodrow Hatchett, for his life of integrity, fairness, and honor. He deserves so much more, but I hope we can all come together in a unanimous vote for this outstanding American. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Gentleman from California reserves.
The gentleman from California reserves. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
I reserve.
The gentleman reserves. Gentleman from California.
Madam Speaker, I wish to yield 3 minutes to the representative from California, Mr.